Derek Young and Matt Hall from inside of McLean Stadium in Waco, Texas, after K-State drops a 37-34 decision to the Baylor Bears this afternoon here in Waco. The defense really struggled today, Derek, giving up 557 yards and 37 points. A lot of missed tackles. We talked to Justin Hughes after the game about that issue.
Shoot, man. Personally, that was the most frustrating part of my game. I got my first official start, so I got to do better. Personally, me, I know I had a couple missed tackles. I got to go out there and wrap guys up, man. I'm going out there trying to go for the kill shot, but I got to wrap guys up and just get them on the ground. Instead of trying to make the big play, just make the play, So I know we had a couple other guys miss tackles too, but we all just got to wrap up and stop going for the big play and just make the play.
So, Derek, you heard it there from Justin Hughes, a very accountable player. Missed tackles on defense today in space was a huge problem.
Right, and it wasn't just him, although he was quite a frequent culprit, especially in the first half. But it was, basically everyone on that defense that really struggled tackling. And it's just the rushing yards. I think they gave up over 200 rushing yards. So it's just a team that, they get out in space, they're at a disadvantage. They've had this problem almost the entire season.
K-State made a couple plays on defense, a great interception by Duke Shelley, another one by Kendall Adams that ended Baylor possessions. But Derek, late in the game when they had to get a stop, not able to do it against this Baylor offense.
Yeah, and they were getting enough stops in the first half. It was kind of like the old Tom Hayes defense at first.
Right.
We saw the bend but don't break, but they weren't just bending in the second half. They were breaking as well.
We'll flip it to the offensive side. Alex Barnes had a huge day, going over 250 yards, but his personal performance wasn't a lot of solace to him after the contest.
Every loss is the same. You try to learn from it and try to get better. But this one does hurt a little bit more because we did feel like we were doing some things a lot better. We were executing better. But, this losing sucks, and we're tired of it. So, we're going to do what we can to stop that.
So, again, Alex Barnes right at 250 yards, 3 touchdowns. Huge day for K-State's running back. So I know it's a loss, but some positivity there in the K-State offense.
Yeah, almost like a career game for Alex Barnes, really, not just this season with about 250 yards rushing. And Kansas State at 10.8 yards per carry is a sack-adjusted number for the game. You don't lose too many games when you run for over 10 yards a carry as a team, and over 11 for Alex Barnes.
Skylar Thompson gets the start with Alex Delton hurt. Up and down day for Skylar Thompson, I would say. About 15 to 25 is throwing the football for 150 yards. 2 big interceptions that really hurt K-State. He did have a 52-yard touchdown run that put him in the lead late in the fourth quarter, but Skylar Thompson was very hard on himself after his performance.
It's frustrating, but looking back on my performance, I had 2 turnovers and missed a wide open touchdown. A lot of this falls on me, and it's frustrating. It's no fun, but that's how it is. I left a lot out in the field today, and it hurts, but we put it together on offense. I felt like for the run game and got some stuff moving. I just didn't play very well today, but it's a team effort, and I'm gonna get to work and keep getting better.
So, Derek, again, a pretty uneven day from Skylar Thompson. On one hand, you can say they put up 34 points, almost 500 yards, enough to win, but the turnovers were really painful for him.
Yeah, it was about what you would typically expect from Skylar Thompson, although he's a little bit more efficient throwing the football, but he usually stays away from the critical mistakes.
Right.
Those were what haunted him today. You say uneven. It's a few plays that really stick out that were negative. If he cuts them out, it's probably looking like a pretty good performance. So very uncharacteristic with him when it comes to the mistakes on the field.
As Thompson criticized himself for, he probably only had 2 or 3 really bad throws, but it happened to be 2 interceptions and a missed touchdown to Alex Barnes in the far end zone down there. I asked Dalton Reisner after the game if Oklahoma State is now a must-win, and he says this week was a must-win.
Yeah, this week was a must-win. You know what I mean? It's definitely overused. But every game is a must-win in college football, and that's why you prepare that way, and that's why when you go into games, it's a must-win situation. Lay it all out on the line. Today was a must-win, and it's kind of hard to say, right, whenever it's a must-win whenever you lose, right? But next week's a must-win, man. I mean, we're 0-3 in the Big 12. Come on. We're 2-4. Not exactly where we want to be. So, I mean, next week's a must-win going into a bye week. 3-4 looks a lot better than 2-5 going into a bye week.
A brief look ahead to next week. K-State will return home to face Oklahoma State. Derek, the Cowboys lost at home today. They're sliding a little bit. Iowa State went to Stillwater and won. Certainly a winnable game for K-State, and one they really need to get going into their bye week.
Yeah, it's a home game against Oklahoma State, a team that looks to be struggling at this point of the season. So this is one of the more winnable games left on the schedule. They need to take advantage of that. On the other end of the spectrum, Oklahoma State's lost both of their games to Texas Tech and Iowa State at home. They're probably eager to get away from Stillwater.
Absolutely. We're going to wrap it up here from Waco. For Grant Flanders running the camera, Derek Young, and myself, thanks for being on K-State Online. Tell your friends.